Hey, this is Kevin with Division in America. In this presentation, we'll review what's known as the Horseshoe Theory, the notion in politics that if you move far enough to the political right or left, you'll end up in the same place or nearly the same place, just as if you were following the path of a horseshoe like the one shown in this diagram. As proof of the theory's accuracy, some have pointed to the historical similarities between fascism on the far right and communism on the far left, since both did in fact result in authoritarian rule as opposed to democratic rule. The theory is useful to the extent it reinforces the fact that we really have just two kinds of government to choose from: modern democracy or authoritarian rule, and the fact that authoritarianism can appear in different forms, from fascism to communism to theocracy. Now, some would argue democracy is no different, and that the majority is nothing more than a tyrant that rules over the minority. But leaving aside ancient democracy, modern democracy is the only form of government based on the concept that all individuals are created equal, and that every person has the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that government should be of, for, and by the people, concepts completely at odds with authoritarian rule. It's true the majority does sometimes make mistakes, but unlike other forms of government, modern democracy has the foundation for, and a history of, recognizing and correcting those mistakes. So the horseshoe theory is useful and in some cases accurate. We just have to be careful to understand there are a lot of things on the political right and left that fall well within the scope of modern liberal democracy, and we need to be sure the theory isn't used for rhetorical purposes to actually undermine democratic principles. For example, some on the far right might use the theory to criticize any kind of government intervention in the economy as a move toward socialism or communism, when in fact there are many kinds of intervention that simply preserve equal opportunity and the proper functioning of the market in a way that's entirely consistent with modern liberal democracy. Or again, some on the left might criticize fundamentalist Christianity as being too far to the right or theocratic in nature, when in fact our nation was founded on religious freedom and the right of all individuals to say and do and think what they want, as long as they're not infringing on the rights of others. Any attempt by any individual or group to restrict the beliefs and practices of others would violate our nation's founding principles. So in summary, the horseshoe theory has been accurate in certain historical cases, but we need to make sure it isn't used to undermine democratic principles.